All right, chat. Welcome to the stream. I'm Tandy. Today we're going to be playing some Mono Black Devotion. This is a deck that has started to pick up a little steam as of late, but really it's just like one guy keeps doing pretty decent with it. This build in particular caught my eye for a couple of reasons, and I'll go over those in just a minute. So just to be clear, this deck is kind of like a light sub theme of Devotion. It only has two Gray Merchant of Asphodel main. It has two more in the sideboard. Nykthos Shrine of Nyx is okay in this deck, but really it's just there to let you turbo once the game goes a little bit longer. I actually don't know if Peer into the Abyss is playable, but you know what it is? Fucking cool. And whenever something is cool, even if it's bad, it's worth giving it a shot because you only live once, man. You gotta do some fun stuff while you're alive. And today I woke up and chose playing Peer into the Abyss. The combo, as you may have already surmised, is Sheoldred the Apocalypse combined with Peer into the Abyss. If target player draws half their deck, they take 1,000 damage and they die. That's the combo. Now, if you're afraid of your opponent killing Sheoldred and you're at 20, then maybe Peer into the Abyss you can draw yourself, and gain a bunch of life. That's also potentially something you can do. For the most part, Sheoldred plus Peer is death. Peer self is draw half your deck. It's like pretty good, right? Rest of the deck, a lot of your normal black cards that are seeing a lot of play in Pioneer. 4 copies of Thoughtseize, 4 Fatal Push. These are the 2 polar interactive pieces for 2 different matchups that are just going to be extremely good. Warlock class is one that works well with the Nykthos and Gray Merchant, but mostly it's just a solid card, I think. The first level at the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, each opponent loses a life. Not going to be like super impactful, but sometimes killing a creature like Warlock class, Fatal Push your thing, you take a damage. It's not that bad. But the real money is level 2. Level 2 is money. You look at the top 3, put one in your hand, the rest go to your graveyard. It just replaces itself and sits on the board. It's kind of like an Oath of Nissa. It's a little more expensive, obviously. We'd rather just have Oath of Nissa, but in black. And then last but not least, level 3 costs 7. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses life equal to the life they lost this turn. So these stack too. So first Warlock class, if you have 2, this is going to sound stupid. If you have 2 active Warlock classes and you attack your opponent for 4 damage, the first Warlock class does them 4 damage. And then the second Warlock class does them 8 damage. So they compound, which is kind of cool. Creatures in the deck, 4 Gifted Etherborn. This is a great mono black devotion card. Defensive, death touch, high toughness, very good. Timoret, chosen from death. Maybe a little bit worse than Gifted Etherborn, but still pretty decent, and has a cool ability that exiles the graveyard. 2 copies of Murderous Rider. Basically, it's Hero's Downfall that can be a permanent for devotion. 2 cards in 1. Liliana the Veil, the new reprint. Great Planeswalker. Versatile, allows you to discard extra stuff. Dead Peer into the Abysses and such. For Leyline of the Void main deck, this is looks a little weird, but there's enough decks in the format that use Graveyard that this is somewhat reasonable. But mostly it's there to just kind of turbo Nykthos. If you have an early Leyline and then just play a couple of permanents, the Nykthos gets juiced up really fast, and you just kind of get some free wins against some of those Graveyard decks. This is getting it sided out against most of the aggro decks, though. For Sheoldred the Apocalypse, this card's not getting sided out against aggro. This card's excellent against aggro. 4 mana, 4/5 Death Touch. When you draw a card, you gain 2. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2. That's the combo with Peer into the Abyss. 2 copies of Gray Merchant. Gonna burn your opponent out. All these little things do chip damage too, so hopefully Gray Merchant actually ends up winning the game. Peer into the Abyss. Target player draws cards equal to half the number of cards in the library and loses half their life, rounded up each time. Again, Uber combo with Sheoldred. Insta-kill. Pretty excited to try it. Sideboard. A Duress to go with the Thoughtseizes. A couple Noxious Grass to help out against green and white permanents. Parasitic Grass. This is one I actually haven't seen before. Deals 3 damage to target human creature and you gain 3 for 2 mana. So it's an anti-humans card. But for Cleave, you can just play it for 3 mana and just kill anything. So you can play this against Mono Red as well and just cast it for 3 instead of 2. Sorin the Mirthless. Great card against the slower decks in the format. Card advantage engine. Make some vampires. It's a solid card. 2 more Gray Merchant. This helps out against Mono Red, just being a thing that drains some life and is a big body. 2 Invoke Despair. This is going to be your grinding mid-range card. 2 Thought Distortion. This is going to be your anti-control, anti-combo card. Couple Mihawk Massacres to help sweep the board, gain some life, and it sticks to the battlefield. Surprised there's not a couple of these in the main deck. I think some builds are moving more towards this main deck over Leyline of the Void, and I think I agree with them. Anyway, that's Mono Black Devotion. Let's go ahead and get to the matches. We're going to keep a very anti-aggro hand. I'm not sure if our opponent's not playing creatures, we're probably in a lot of trouble because we just drew the half of our deck that's extremely low to the ground and good against aggro. So let's just pray and hope that they have a turn 1 creature for Fatal Push, and then Gifted Aetherborn ×2, another push, and a Timrat bury them. Oh, that's sad. Hopefully I can fill the gaps a little bit, you know? Alright, if they go blue-white land, I'm just going to concede game. Blue-white tap land, concede game. Ooh, turn 1 Oath. Lame. Without you. Why do White leave? I don't know, the same reason anybody stops playing Magic, because real life pushes them in a different direction. Magic's literally just a card game, and we put just so much time, effort, and energy into it, you know? Alright, well, now I just really need to draw Nykthos. If I draw Nykthos, I'm in business. If I don't draw Nykthos, I'm probably going to lose. Because they're just... Oh, they didn't play anything? I just assumed this was Old Growth Troll Clock. If no Old Growth Troll, no Kiora, what did they keep, man? Karn. They gotta just go get the... What you call it, right? The 5-drop? Sky Sovereign? Yeah, that one's going to chew me up, though. I am honestly kind of fucking pissed off. This happens to me so much when I play on Magic Online. The very first league I play with the deck, just so regularly, gets mana screwed. My first game. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe I'm just in my head. But I feel like the very first game I play with the deck, it's like very unrandomized. Well, Twitch streaming by itself is not a good way to make money. I only make about a quarter of my income or less with Twitch. Just FYI. LMAO would love, but I was waiting for the tilt. Tilt's strong. It's just annoying. Oh, cool. Tapped lands. You love to see it. I should have eaten the Karn, I guess. Can I even? Tap land, Monk S. You know, it's like the algorithm only hits the shuffle button like twice or whatever instead of infinity times. All right, let's hope they don't have any creatures, because if they can crew the Sky Sovereign, we lose. If we get to untap without the Sky Sovereign attacking, we might have a shot. Even if it's 2 Planeswalkers, we can maybe win. Oh, nice. All right, well, bummer. Unfortunately, the Hive entering tapped has killed us. Not drawing a 3rd land before turn 6 has killed us. But maybe we're not out of the game yet? I'm going to go ahead and kill the Karn so they can't plus on the Sky Sovereign again. Literally minus on the Sky Sovereign could have been okay, I guess. Maybe that was better because it was stuck around as a creature. In my brain, this just doesn't kill Sky Sovereign. Well, I guess I should have expected just like, you know, back-to-back storms just because they didn't play anything in the first couple turns. I'm just going to concede. It's fine. It's just dumb. I just got man screwed. There's not really much to do about it. All right, Noxious Graspin, Duressin, Timrat can go. Fatal Push is okay. Lily, Murder Strider, good. Leyline of the Void can probably go. And then maybe some Invokes and maybe Gray Merchants. I think the board might get stalled out, so maybe we want the other two gray merchants. And I do want the piers. The piers can be great. Storm's a fucked up card. I mean, Storm is just a card. It costs 6 mana. It does a lot of stuff. It's like no more broken than like a Muxus or anything like that. Every 6 mana card is just completely egregious, you know, in competitive play anyway. I can't cut too much of my early stuff, right? Maybe I don't need the Garys. I'll just keep 4 gifted because it'll help churn up Nykthos. Like if we drew Nykthos any time in that game, we might have had a shot. And now we get the other end of it, right? Where we draw 2 Nykthos, only 1 black. All right, this end's a bit better. We'll put back Pure. Bonus on Mole as well. The card that's really fucked up, honestly, is Nykthos. But Karn is good too. In their deck, rather. And our deck is fine. I don't really want to Noxious Grasp Lionel Rogues. Let's just hope that they don't play Old Growth Troll. Troll here would be the thing that I would be not upset at, but just like scared of. Next turn, if they go Kiora Go or Kiora 1-drop. Alright, so it's Kiora. Let's hope they don't have another elf. Alright, well. I'm gonna Edict them so I can start churning out, or like popping their hand a bit. We're gonna hold back the Aetherborn. Next turn we can Nykthos and do both. We'll gain a mana. Alright, here's the Troll. I'm just gonna constrict all their mana. We're gonna offer the trade with the Troll if they want. But I don't want to kill the Troll necessarily. And we have the Castle Lochthwain with the Lily tick-ups. So I'm like fine trading all this, right? Just would they get an extra mana here, which is unfortunate, but the pressure on the Lily is gone. And we'll keep attacking their hands. We could have let Lily die. That would have been okay, I guess. Now they can sack the forest to kill the Lily. I'm gonna go ahead and get my devotion count up though. Maybe this is gonna be a Karn. They discarded a Nykthos and a Cavalier. Let's see what they go get now. Pow's getting pretty sweet. Pyno's been sweet for a while now, really. Alright, so we know they have Darksteel Citadel. They probably have a 5-drop. We're gonna attack. We can get some attacks in. And then next turn we can start doing Castle Lochthwain stuff. It's probably gonna be Cavalier, and then they're gonna have no cards in hand, but a bunch of mana. They had a forest. Okay. Alright, so if we minus, they just get back whatever, right? So let's go 6 black. Let's castle draw. Actually, let's plus first. Again, I don't really want to minus on this. Voracious Hydra, okay. Not yet, anyway. Maybe I should just minus and let them have the storm. Oath of Nissa off the top. What a hell of a draw. Found another Nykthos only. But now they can play Storm out of the graveyard. Okay. I mean, that's true, Coney, but again, it's just any other 6-drop, right? Like, there are so many messed up like Niv Mizzet Perun, for example, is a pretty incredible 6-drop. You know, you cast it, you get to untap with it, the game ends almost every single time. Storm is different because it allows you to kind of spray the board. It gives you mana sinks for the back end. It's obviously extremely good. Wow, no attacks. Interesting. That had to have been a mistake, right? Yeah, maybe getting rid of the Lily was better. Or getting rid of the Devotion, but they just get back the Storm and do it again next turn, right? Red Merchant, hell of a draw there. Cavalier, I think, just means they're dead because they put it back on top, right? Or did they choose not to? Thank you, sweetie. Love you. Maybe we do want the ley lines. The gifted Etherborns give us some defense against their large things, but I don't know how even that good it is. Lily's obviously great. Murder Strider, Sheoldred. Sheoldred's a card that could maybe come out, but it's too cool with Pure. I just want to Gray Merchant them now. I want to Leyline Gray Merchant them. What should I cut, chat? What do you think? Cut Piers? I mean, I feel like that's the only way I can kill them sometimes. With Sheoldred in play. Like, this combination of cards can come out, but if I have one, I want the other. Got Warlock class? I haven't played it yet, and I don't know if it's that good in the matchup, so you might be right. I can at least do this. But that Gary was, like, devastating, man. I definitely want the Garys. Maybe we can trim a Fatal Push, but I'll just keep it. We'll trim one of the Piers. All right. Game 3 on the draw. We're going to keep this one. We got a little bit of interaction. If they lead with Elf, we can maybe slow them down. Nice. We have Etherborn, Gary, Lockthwain. Ooh, Lily's a good one. Another Elf. All right, I'm going to go and just push this one as well. We can play Etherborn, but I think that's worse. We don't want them to get a Karn and minus before we're able to do anything about it, really. We can Lily and start plussing. My first pitch is going to be the Gray Merchant. No, let's get Etherborn's gone. Etherborn's gone. And now we can minus for free next turn if they play creature, which is nice. They go Karn, we can kill it and then plus. Wonder if it's going to be Pithy Needle. Dark Soul Citadel, okay. Alright, that means they're just going to play Cavalier, right? So maybe I should hold Murder Strider for Cavalier and just go for the ultimate. But maybe I can do that anyway. I don't really want them to untap with a Karn. Get Needle for Lily is also just pretty bad. We can play the Rider as a chump blocker, tick up Lily. This will be their last card in hand as well. Alright, they got Dark Soul Citadel, but they did not play anything off of it. That's pretty crazy. Alright, we're gonna put the ultimate in play. Next turn, we're gonna play Murderous Rider. Keep the Gary because it can potentially do some serious damage next couple turns. All right, their last card was Storm the Festival. I feel like they should have played Kiora and not played Dark Soul Citadel. I'm just gonna try to keep my Lily around. I'm gonna try to chunk down the Kiora. Hopefully they just draw a land or elf or something. We pitched 2 Garys, but that's okay. Utter Garg and a draw. Okay. All right, I think we'll ultimate Lily and give them lands versus the 3 creatures. Or the 3 non-creatures, rather. All right, so let's go 1 land. Your Garg versus Oath and 4. All right, that should be game. It's just activate Hive and attack. We're gonna eat the storm just in case. Lily Ultimate's brutal, man. What are you supposed to do? Just sack your board? Back half your board, you know? How do you come back? A 2/3 Voracious, gonna be a 4/5. They'll lose the last card in their hand to the Lily tick up, but I think they're just dead to what's in play. This is a bump. They don't even get to trade. This has Menace, and then they'll die to the ability. Systematic dismantling. All right, 1-0. Keep, I guess. We got some stuff going on. I refuse to read that card. I saw it. I don't know what it does, and I refuse to read it. Uh-oh. I just want Sheoldred. It'll give me some life on, like, you know, past a certain turn. I'm going to go for a removal spell on the Sailor. Don't draw the land, please. Nice. All right, well, we need to draw an answer to Shackle Guys, but we're doing okay. The Ascendant Spirit can't attack for a little while. We're getting 2 life a turn from the Sheoldred. We're doing all right. All right, let's move to attacks. They're going to tap down Sheoldred. We're going to attack with at least Murderous Rider to gain the 2 life. I might attack with both, because they're getting pretty low on life. I'm going to activate Warlock class here. Look for Nykthos, I guess. This is probably going to get countered, but we are going to minus if we are allowed to. Yep, that's fine. Sheoldred seemed decent against Curious Obsession. Not really. Like, if they had Curious Obsession going the whole game, we would easily lose. Main phase the Rattle Chain so that they can deal an extra damage with the Wanderer. Then they're going to hold back 4 things, I think. Oh, I guess not. I'm going to keep pressuring them. Every tick's a little bit closer to Sheoldred, a little bit closer to Warlock class. We can activate Lockthrow and EOT. It also gains us a life, which is nice. So close, UEG. So close. There you go. Easy game. Opponent's dead. All right, so this is a matchup where Mihook's great, Fear's bad, Leyline's bad. Parasitic Grasp. They don't have humans, but 3 mana, deal 3, gain 3 is not bad. Sworn 2/3 flyers, maybe okay. Grey Merchant's good for racing. I don't like Thought Distortion, they're all creatures. Timrat's kind of meh. Thoughtseize is good though. All the interactions good. We're gonna keep, but I really need to draw stuff. All right, we're gonna lead with Thoughtseize. Good draw. Oh, 4 snow-covered islands, huh? That's probably fine. Let's see if they just turn into a 4/4, right? They did not. Gonna play Sheoldred. I don't. If it resolves, great. If it doesn't resolve, that's not a big deal. I want the Liliana to resolve. I mostly want to start emptying my hand also, so that we can start using Castle. Let's play Liliana. See if they have another Geistlet. I'm gonna discard this backup Nykthos. 1v1's my jam, bro. I don't really play too much Commander. We're gonna wait on the Fatal Push for a couple reasons. Mostly, I don't mind if the Lily takes one, and I want to get some value out of Mihook Masker while I can. And I was kind of thinking that they would play something here that would do exactly that. We're gonna play this for 2. That way, if they play the 1/3 in response, the Rattle Chain still dies. It's about the back. I'm gonna try to pop it real quick. If they have another slip, that's fine. But the Sorcery Speed Lily is gonna be bad for me. Now the question is, do I tick up Lily? I think the answer is yes. All right, now we'll just minus. I'm gonna upkeep Castle, I think. Just because I know my turn is minus on the Lily. Another Phantom. Didn't draw the thing. Alright. Oh well. Could have activated Castle instead of casting Sheoldred, but I want to punish them. They also can't really kill the Lily unless they draw the third Supreme Phantom in a row. Faceless Haven. Okay, we can protect against that pretty well. Alright, let's go to our draw step. It's a land. We'll go ahead and play the land, then take up Lily, then activate Lockthwain. We can castle before we nick those, so let's do that. Deadlands. That's nothing. So we'll just say go. Protect with Faceless against Sheoldred to keep the Lily alive. Maybe that's not worth, but it does eat their whole turn, and we can castle again. I mean, Sheoldred's great, man. It's like a little bit overloved or whatever, but the reason why it's overloved is because it's excellent. It's just a great card. All right, so both going to Lily. We're going to offer the trade just because we have the Castle Lockthwain going. The Shackler. Gary. All right, let's go kill Shacklegeist. Play Gary. And all of a sudden, they're at 9. You know? Are you good, Panda? I mean, at this point, most people, I think, play Commanders, so it's a fine question. All right, so let's go draw. All right, so we'll no activate on the Lily, probably. I guess now we can. Discard the Swamp. Attack for 2. We'll upkeep, push the Supreme Phantom before they draw. They'll also lose a life, or I'll gain a life. I forget which. I think I gained 1. Where's the background mono black? If we were playing 4 Mutavaults, then yeah, maybe. I was thinking the same thing earlier. All right, 2-0. 5 land, Thoughtseize, Fatal Push. I kind of want to mull this hand. This kind of does nothing. We'll keep this one. What do we put back? Probably a Thoughtseize. We'll go Leyline, and then turn 1. I'm not sure if I want a Thoughtseize or Warlock class. Opponent's on 5 cards. I'm hoping this Leyline does something. 4 cards. Yeah, it's got a lot of cool little things going on. Doing pretty good, Freya. How are you? I hope they're a graveyard deck. I think I might be playing against Abzan Greasefang. They just said lol. Well, now I just want to see what's up. Ha! Yeah, I'll take salvage. All right, game's basically over. Digital suppliers just mill 3 cards. They didn't even go to the graveyard. I guess they can still win via Chariot. We can draw nothing off of our next couple draws. I agree, Storm Breath. I'm pretty happy about it. I'm not sure about the Peer into the Abyss stuff, but Sheoldred Castle interaction's good. Jim D! I was Mock Monday, my friend. I'm going to get a creature down. Appreciate the raid. Played your Goblin deck and killed people? Hell yeah. Dude, Battlecry Goblin's fucked up, isn't it? That card impressed me so much. Battlecry Goblin. Opponent's just like, how do I win? It's a good question. All right, looking for a 3 or 4 drop. Found Sheoldred, go ahead and get it down. Gonna attack. Now we'll get the Warlock class online next turn. Just churn in for huge chunks. Sheoldred's gonna smother him from both sides. Yeah, the locked wings have been awesome. I think 4 is just definitely the right number in mono black with Sheoldred since it's not legendary. Let's attack first. Okay. All right, so ley lines are obviously great. Noxious Grass is good. Parasitic Grass can just be an instant interactive piece, which might be worth. Just because it's 3 mana, deal 3. Are the ley lines main board? Yeah, we got 4 ley line main deck to go with the Nykthoses. What's mediocre in the matchup? Gifted Aetherborn's not great. Meok's not good. I don't want that. I don't know if I want anything outside of the sideboard. Maybe Gary's. How far do we mulligan a turn 1 leyline? I don't know. Simic, thanks for the gift of sub to Jim Davis. Appreciate it. Simic's gifted 74 subs to the channel. Thank you so much. Big shot, Jim D. Let's see, we can probably cut Piers. Just don't think the game is about that. We do want Timorets. We can probably cut Aetherborn. Maybe Aetherborn for Gary. Maybe a Duress is okay after sideboard. We can take their Abrupt Decay or whatever from them, or Assassin's Trophy for Leyline. We'll keep. This is a great opener. Normally, I wouldn't want Duress in the matchup, but just because we have Leyline of the Void, we can use our discard spells to actually protect it from stuff. Yeah, we can still predict, I think. But they killed, like, slots. Like, slots were allowed. And now they're not, I don't think. Or they're going to be disallowed very soon. Yes, 0 mulligans is the answer. We just have it. Love having it. Oh, they're Thoughtseize, that's fine. If they, I am fine being Thoughtseized, right? Like, this is not a matchup where they should be bringing in Thoughtseize, I don't think. All right, would you Hive? We have to give some information leak, but it's better than entering tapped later. I'm going to take Parasitic. The Gary's okay, but Parasitic can give me an out to a creature that could be in play soon. They have Thoughtseize in my ley lines. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, Nykthos not so good. Next turn we can start taking a lot of damage, though. To draw some cards with Castle, maybe. Maybe I should take Gary. Trophy, okay. It's gonna ramp us a little. Maybe I should have played Castle because of exactly that. Arhelion, okay. So now we have to be afraid of Greasy. Yo, Empty would have given us up to Professor Chaos. Play another ley line. Oh, this doesn't do anything. I'm an idiot. I'm just gonna get Greasefang here. Oh, they didn't have it. They didn't have it, chat. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Oh my god, what happened? I should be minus 15 life Keck W instead of minus 1 life. I don't understand. I don't understand, and I don't want to know. Take the other Greasefang, I guess. Yeah, they definitely misclicked. Alright, so now they just have 2 Greasefangs left in the deck. They don't, if they have Traverse, they don't have Delirium yet. They just got 2 Sorcerers, an Instant, and Artifacts. And Leyline should stop it from becoming anything else. I don't know, man. It's gonna take my free dub. It's gonna take my free dubski. Guess we'll take their Skysov, unless they have something other that's dangerous. Salvage can be anything. Even a Greasefang. Maybe I should just activate an Ether Parhelion. Just makes things a bit less scary. In fact, I should have done that last turn instead of playing Leyline. Or 2 turns ago or whatever. It was just a big mistake. Alright, 5th land's tapped. Sky Sovereign can't be crewed still, so not super worried. I'm just gonna say go. I think I'm just gonna castle. I could go cast Murderous Rider, activate Nykthos for 5. That doesn't do anything. Eldritch Evolution. Okay. Maybe they have the 2-1 that destroys enchantments and artifacts. Greasefang, okay. But we already got rid of the thing, so this is fine. I do like the version that plays that card, though. Alright, so we'll go Lily. Tick up. We can make 5, but I'm just going to cast Rider no matter what. Fine. Alright, 3-0. Look, online misclicks are just the same as IRL people making normal mistakes, you know? We're going to keep and just hope we draw a 3rd land natural. But if we don't, we can still Warlock class into it. If we don't draw, let's see. I don't know what I'm doing next turn if I draw the land or not. All right, Hopeful Initiate. Not the best for us, but we got some ways to check it. All right, so it's Etherborn, and next turn we can Warlock class plus push, plus Nykthos. Well, definitely, or they're not going to attack, it's just a 2-3. I'm going to take Lily. I'm going to Lily, and I'm going to make them sack. Just going to hold back Etherborn again. They're probably going to sack. Okay. Let's hope they don't have Brutal. If they go Brutal this, attack. Bummer. We don't have a good way to kill this either. All our devotion is gone. Maybe I should have just went push instead of Lily. Yeah, brave. Now we're dead now. We got to get ley lines out of our deck. A lot more removal coming in. That was brutal. I mean, Brutal Cathar is an excellent Magic card. Now it's going to transform. We haven't done it yet, Nadu, but everything else feels pretty good. I think the peers are a meme. Everything else has been great, though. It's a little cheeser combo, but it just never comes up. All right, we're going to get peers and ley lines out of our deck. Not having an answer for the Brutal Cathar really sucked. These 4 in. Gray Merchant Invoke. Meathook. Peer out. Leyline out. Timred's fine. Etherborn's good. Thoughtseize can probably come out. But Thoughtseize might be better than Warlock class, to be honest. Let's break them down. Warlock class is for matchups where we have time to activate. We just don't really have time to activate in this matchup. I like cutting Ponders and Preordains against aggro decks. I mean, maybe. Those cards seem fun, at least. Play 2/2. They do something to make Hopeful Initiate bigger. It'll be a little awkward, I guess, but... This is kind of telegraphing. I guess I kind of hope they don't have Brave the Elements. I don't really know what I want to do yet. But I kind of want to wait for them to put a counter on something first before I make a decision, so it's less bad for me. I could have main phase killed Luminarch, I guess, but I kind of just want to block it if they attack with it. We'll just let these trade. Okay, I'm going to kill this, I guess. I'm going to play the Murderous Rider because it's a lifelinker, and that way if we draw a land, we can play Grasp and both Grasps. Parasitic and Noxious. Momoas, thanks for the 17 months Prime Gaming sub, my man. My man. Alright, so now they can activate Mutavault to put a counter on it or attack. Okay. This is actually worse, I think. Personally. Do they put a counter on Hopeful and keep attacking, or do they put something on Luminarch Aspirant? It's a great question. Monograss aggro. I hope that I just draw a land. We'll take the 4 for sure. Land. It's probably the first time they've ever seen this card. It was not the first time I seen it, but it was the first time I cast it was this league. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and kill the Hopeful Initiate while they're tapped out. We're back up to 16. Land lets me start doing Gary or Invoke. Brutal Cathar on Murder Strider is fine. No land or spell would be bad. If it's Hive of the Eye Tyrant, I'm probably fucked. Because it just doesn't do that much by itself, Croissant, I think that Castle Lochthwain is just better in that regard. Well, that was a good draw. We get to kill the Brutal Cathar and the Thraben, and to get our 2/3 lifelinker back and gain some life. They can activate Mutavault and attack if they have a way to buff it. They can pop Clue Token, attack for 3. Ardenvale not really that problematic at the moment, and we'll be able to burn it out through it with Gary. We just need to draw a land. Yeah, Mewk's great. Move on to the next match. I need you to settle, Ross. I need you to settle. Last card, probably Brave the Elements? Question mark? I'm just not going to cast the Thoughtseize, but I'm fine attacking to gain the 2 life. Because I have the Garys. And I don't really plan on running into Brave the Elements anytime soon anyway. They also have incentive to start using Ardenvale instead of attacking with Mutavault, just because it starts adding actual pressure to the board instead of just dealing me 2 damage. It'll be interesting to see what they decide. They played Mutavault for turn, so they either drew that, and their last card is just a random thing. But whatever it is, it's not a creature, so it's either Brave the Elements or lands. Alright, so they're going to start making a 1/1. Probably smart. What is this? Something I've never seen before? Or they're just going to activate to put a counter on this? That makes sense. My Invoke Despair is much worse now, but it still does them 4 damage, so we'll probably use that to try to... Or no, it doesn't... Yeah. Oh my god. I'm just going to lose now, chat. Yes, Brave. Okay, cool. We got rid of the Brave, but I think we're going to lose because we just never drew the 5th land. They can attack with both Mutavaults. We can block 1. We'll take 7/5 down to 3. More likely they'll just attack for 5 after activating Ardenvale. And if we draw Gary, or we draw land, we're still in business. We'll attack game 2, play Gary. Something like that. Keep thinking Night Token's a swamp. This is a truly horrific mechanic. Of all the mechanics made in the last, like, fucking 5 years or whatever, I think Day-Night Token, Emblem, or whatever is, like, my least favorite. Okay. Well, Gift of Etherborn was not a terrible draw. I think attacking is incorrect. We need to be able to hold back on the mutas. They can activate Shefet Dunes. Portable Hole. Wow. You win. What a fucking horrific game that was, man. We're going to keep for the memes. Oh, do we draw lands? Yeah, no fetches means none of that stuff, Coney. All right, we're going to play mono white twice, and we're probably going to lose twice. This deck is very good. One of the other unsung best decks in the format. Peacekeeper, Adeline, Brave. I got to take Adeline. I really need to draw something to interact next turn. No, they drew 2-drop. No, it's so good. All right, we're in trouble, chat. Playing against Mono in the RCQ finals. Perhaps a dream matchup for blue-white. Perhaps. They have no outs to Supreme Verdict, really. I think I want to concede this game already. There's a Anointed Peacekeeper. Oh, wow. There's Hopefulness should hold up Brave. Okay. Well, they're giving us an out by not playing their 3-mana 3/3. They're holding up Brave, but if I had an interactive piece, I would have just main phased it, right? Let's go and play Lily and minus. I guess I could plus, but We gotta kill something. IR is a good option for Drain, Devotion, and card draw. I don't think IR is a playable Pioneer card. As much as I think the card's cool, it just never really did much for me when I played it in older versions. But I think the trick is just not being Devotion. I think being Devotion based is actually just a mistake. I just want to build like mono black control. It doesn't have to be pack rat or whatever, you know. Just kind of want to build something like that, you know. All right, so 3, 6, 7. I guess I'll just Shio. I don't know. The Brave is pop keeping the push offline for now. We know they're not ghosting. Oh yeah, most people don't ghost. Not in leagues. Ross is out here just like, hey everybody, check out my cool white Weenie deck everybody's playing. All right, bringing these gray merchants, me hooks, cut pier, cut leyline. All these are good. What do we cut? Warlock class last time? Maybe I just keep Warlock class around. What do I cut, chat? The Garys can help me just like win longer grindy games, ignore Brave the Elements. You just cut 2 Warlock class. Kind of want to cut Thought Seizes though. Nobody has a clue except the Raven Inspector. I like that one, Ross. That's a good one. How long you been holding that one in your back pocket? This deck doesn't have enough lands. It has too much cheeky shits. We're going to put back one of the Warlock classes. We definitely don't need 2 of them. The first one is good enough. Liliana out on the draw. I think any interaction's good interaction. I don't really have a whole lot of choices, to be honest. I don't really like have great cards coming in. We should probably be playing 4 Extinction Event in the sideboard. Overall, I think this deck can just use a lot of work. All right, I'm going to block. Wish I hadn't blocked. Adeline, that's pretty scary. I'm going to activate Warlock class. Maybe I should have took a land. Took a Mehook for 4, maybe. If I draw a land, I can cast Gray Merchant. I don't know. Maybe I should have took the land. I thought maybe the Luminarch would outscale me on the Adeline. Ooh, maybe Ross. Maybe that's the trick. I just don't think that Nykthos is that good in these decks, man. Like, it's good in Green Devotion because of Llanowar Elves, but there's just no comparison for Llanowar Elves in these formats. Not really. Like, all these other decks just can't play Elf, so Nykthos is just so much worse. Mutavault would have been awesome in a lot of spots, though, but just hitting my land drops naturally would have been great. Gary down. Aspirant. Where's the counter going? Bodyguard, hopefully. Thank you. Thank you. Land would be nice. One-time dealer lands. Wedding announcement still unbeatable though. How about Thoughtseize, chat? Should have tapped Nykthos. Now land's not good enough. His wedding announcement's gonna transform. What's up, Secret? All right, so we start off 3-0. We're gonna lose back-to-back rounds to White Weenie, but overall, I think deck's decent. We'll talk about the changes I want to make after this. All right, land still good. Motherfucker. All right, well, we'll just do this, I guess, and gain some life, but we still got to deal with a 4/4 Luminarch. It's obviously good, but just a land to be able to full clear would have been so sick. Not being able to full clear is just a bummer. So now we just have to draw an answer to this thing. Wedding Festivity is okay, but the generation of extra cards from announcement, either 1/1s or cards in hand, just so good against these grinding mid-range matchups. What's up, Miller? Urza, if you need any help, man, let me know. Everyone on the Patreon can DM me any question Magic related they want, and I'll try to answer as best I can and as quick as I can, you know? Right on time. Just gonna give up. Just gonna tap the mat. All right, so here are my thoughts on the deck, and feel free to take this with a grain of salt because I think that this deck actually has some legs. The aggro decks, I think, can get under you pretty well because you have a lot of cheeky stuff going on that's not so good. But generally speaking, I think that the core of the deck is pretty solid. I think that the strongest part of the deck is actually Sheoldred with Castle Lochthwain. I think that that is, for me, the draw to this archetype is Sheoldred plus Castle Lochthwain, and I'm very excited to try more of that. Peer to the Abyss is nothing. It doesn't do anything. It's not a relevant card. Leyline of the Void. If you want to nick those people, then I would probably recommend playing Leyline, but I'm under the assumption that Leyline and Nykthos are not very good in this deck. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to change this into just mono black mid-range control or whatever and see how that looks. And then we're going to be done after that with this deck. But I just want to see how it looks. I'm going to try Mutavault, and I think I'm going to try Pack Rat. And I might cut Gifted Aetherborn. Tenacious Underdog seems okay, right? Gray Merchant felt a little too expensive. Maybe instead of Gifted Aetherborn, we want Pack Rat, though. Pack Rat Tenacious Underdog sounds pretty sweet. But this might be doing like too many changes at once or whatever, you know? So we got to be a little careful. So we got Takenuma, Urborg, Mutavault, Castle, Hive. I'm going to add at least one more land. I might play 26. What about the new 1-drop? Evolve Sleeper? Yeah, Sleeper's probably good. But I think Pack Rat's just like the answer for what I wanted to do. Evolved Sleeper. Something like this. What else do you want to play? Build a Rune is good? I don't think it's that good. Yeah, Alias, it just didn't really do anything is all. That's the problem. How could Pack Rat be wrong? It's very slow. It's very bad against aggro. We want a couple more removal spells. Do we want like Eliminate or something? Because we're kind of hovering in the mid-range here, right? But like we want to be a little on the aggressive side, but we don't want to be that aggressive. You know, Dirty Dog allows us to use our mana later in the game, which I really like. All right, we got a list from UA Joe. I'm going to take a look at it because I am curious what these look like right now. So I've seen a lot of these from you, actually. I was looking at a lot of these today, and I'm just not impressed by Finlurker. This is just not a real Magic card to me. It's just fucking, you know, chittering rats or whatever. It's just I'm not interested in playing cards like that, you know. But this is a different take on devotion, and I don't hate it. This is what looks like no Leyline of the Void, but we got main deck Mehook, which I like. Again, only 24 lands. I don't feel like that's enough. I feel like every time I played the deck, I just wanted to draw like 2 more lands, you know? The split on Dirty Dog and Gift Etherborn makes some amount of sense. But Finlurker, I can't in good conscience play that card ever again, I don't think. Is Heartless Act better than Eliminate? Sometimes. I mean, Eliminate can hit Planeswalkers, right? So it's like, okay. I think the big deal is that Heartless Act doesn't kill some creatures that have counters on them, you know? We went 3-2 tie. We lost to mono white aggro twice with the list from the Stream Decker. You can check it out by !deck or deck list. And we're just doing some work on the deck to see if we can get it to be somewhere that we'd prefer it to be. 3 cards. Maybe just Trespasser? Just 3 or 4 Graveyard Trespasser? Probably don't need 4 Sheoldred. Play 4 Trespasser. This will help us against aggro as well. So Evolve Sleeper, Pack Rat, Tenacious Dog, Lily, Trespasser, Rider, Sheoldred. Something like this. Eliminate, Fatal Push, Thoughtseize, Sleeper. This looks pretty sweet. I think Sheoldred kind of supplants Kalitas in a lot of these decks Mammal, but both are fine. Some combination is probably okay. Sideboard is work in progress. But I would probably want to try something like this next. But that's going to do it for Mono Black Devotion. Thanks for watching the YouTube video. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.